Steve, is your team's resilience starting to surprise you a little bit at all?
Monty, you can't stop us, really. You just, you can only hope to contain us. That's the thing right now. So just get that straight in your head. No, I just think we got a little momentum, and our guys are feeling it. And this is a game we wouldn't have won a month ago, but they stayed with it, and it's the kind of game that you have to be resilient to win when things aren't going your way, but you just stay with it and you stay solid. We only had 11 turnovers for the game, and nothing was going in for us, but we were solid defensively for the most part, other than some transition stuff, in the first half. But just stayed with it, and at this point now, we finally kind of believe we can win, down the stretch. So I think we've definitely, taken a step forward in that regard.
How much of this would you just credit to defense, this kind of turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, we forced 27 turnovers, scored 28 points off of those turnovers. That was the game, 28-7 in terms of points off turnovers in our favor. So I thought Willie was great. I thought Glenn battled all night against Booker. Booker had a great night, but Glenn really did a good job of just trying to stay in front of him and hound him, and that allowed Willie and Draymond to do some good things behind the play, but forcing a lot of turnovers was really important.
What's the difference in your confidence level when Draymond's lining up for like an early game 3 compared to when it's 5 minutes left and you need the 3?
Well, I always think about Draymond. He had 5 threes in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He had 8 threes in a playoff game. I think we were in Portland. He had another game in Houston. He had a playoff game. He had like 7. I mean, the guy's just a winner. So when the game matters, when it's on the line, he suddenly becomes a good shooter. He has more belief in him, in his shooting than it's probably called for, but that's a good thing. That's why he is who he is. He just has a lot of belief in himself, and when the moment is his biggest, that's when he plays his best.
Hey, Coach, in that second quarter, they were playing that funky zone after makes the 2-3, and they'd switch into the man-to-man. It seemed like you guys had some problems against that, but you had it figured out by the fourth quarter. What changed as the game went on against that?
Honestly, I think the ball just started going in. I didn't think we had 1 or 2 possessions where we didn't get good shots in the first half against that defense, but we also had several that were good possessions, good open shots that just didn't go in. So we just stayed with it, and then finally in the fourth quarter we got some traction in the game, and the shots started going in. I think we were 12 for 22 in the fourth, so just had to stay with it. The ball moved a little bit better too. We had some possessions in the first half where the ball kind of stopped, so we had to get it moving a little bit, and I thought we did that fourth quarter.
You gave Smiley some time today. What went into that decision?
Well, I'm not sure we would have had Omari not come down ill before the game, so that opened up some minutes for him, and I thought it was a good time to do it late first. He was ready, did a good job. Made a couple of hoops and looked like he belonged out there, and it was great to see him out on the floor. The guys were really happy for him. Everybody in the locker room loves him. He works hard. He's a great kid, and so everybody's really happy for him for getting his first NBA action.
I guess you could see it in the crowd, but are you aware of the popularity that he has around here, and what is your take on that?
I'm not aware. Does he have a fan club or something? Or he does? Okay. I'll have to read up on it. Okay.
Steve, unlike in previous the past few years, you're going into late December, January with trade talk, speculation, possible roster moves. Do you feel the need to address any of that with the guys, or I mean, how do you play that at this time?
It's an awkward situation for us because Kai and Damian are both coming up on their limit on their days, and they're two of our top 7 players in our rotation. And yet the rules are that we only have them for another 9 or 10 days each. So everybody's aware of that. We don't know how it's going to play out, and we talk to our players all the time. The staff does individually. I talk to them as a team, and it's the NBA, so anything could happen. But we definitely wish that we could just have those guys on our roster and keep everyone, because we like everybody on our roster and a lot of good young players. So we'll just see how it shakes out.